Brexit trade talks look to have finally produced a deal, but Boris Johnson could face backlash after one furious MP warned the Prime Minister he would be toast. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has announced that the UK and the EU have reached a fair deal after months of haggling. Prime Minister Boris Johnson is also set to make an announcement today, just days before the transition periods end on January 1. The UK is thought to have offered a deal under which the EU's proportion of the catch would decrease by 25% over the course of 5.5 years. The deal will finally end chaotic talks, which saw years of frustration in withdrawal negotiations, and months of deadlock over a trade deal. Despite the short amount of time between now and the end of the transition period, Brexiteer MPs in the Conservative Party have vowed to scrutinise the agreement with the EU. The European Research Group Eurosceptic MPs in the Tories said they will reconvene its so-called Star Chamber of legal experts to scrutinise the arrangement with Brussels. This comes as other reports suggest that at least 20 members of the ERG are expected to vote down the Prime Minister's deal. One MP from the group warned back in November that Mr. Johnson could face a rebellion if he caves in Brexit trade talks. One source told The Telegraph, for Brexiteers, the overwhelmingly important issue is UK sovereignty. If that is not preserved in the final agreement, I have no doubt we will vote against the treaty in whatever vote is called, either under CRAG, Constitutional Reform and Governance Act 2010, or for the final domestic implementing legislation. Another said, if a large body of Tory MPs branded it Brino, Brexit in name only, and voted against the Tory party, then Boris is toast. They know that and so presumably will avoid it. Some reports suggest Mr. Johnson may have conceded on fisheries, a move that would likely anger the ERG. Joe Barnes, the Daily Express Brussels correspondent, reported that Mr. Johnson accepted that the EU hands back 25% of the value of fish it catches in British waters over a 5.5-year transition period. The UK had initially demanded that the EU hand back 35% according to reports, signalling a concession late on. RTE's Tony Connolly supported the claims, arguing that there was a last-minute instrumental development on fish. Meanwhile, a French official added, the British have made huge concessions in the negotiations in the past 48 hours. Scottish fishing leaders have already expressed disappointment with the Prime Minister for his fishing arrangement with the EU.